Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to explain how to SSH remote development with VS Code. Now, by default, the usual way we're used to for us to access our server, a remote server, is to go to your terminal and then type in the SSH command, and then you're able to access the file, and then you can make use of commands to navigate into various directories, access the files, edit the files, see the content of the file, and say you spin up a screenshot, you need to look for a way to port it to your local computer for you to be able to preview it, or say you load up a local host, you get to like check the content, and all of those things can be quite difficult. Now this is nothing new. This is something that has been in existence for quite a while, but I just noticed it because I had to run some benchmark commands recently and I found it really interesting, and I thought to create a video on it. Now, for you to access remote development in your IDE in VS Code, I think similar for Cursor, you need to go to your extension and search for remote SSH. Now you're going to see this extension by Microsoft, which is going to be the first one. It has a lot of usage. Now you're going to install this extension, and once you install this extension, you have the option, this connect option on your IDE, and then you are able to connect to so it's either you click this, or you click this, or you click on command shift P, and then you can type connect in case it's not like the first option for you. Once you click on it, you have the option to add your host. Say you don't want to like type it out manually, you can just click on this. You can add your SSH command, which is going to include your username, your public IP address, and the identity, like just the same kind of command that you use for your ID. So I'm going to paste the command here, and this is like the path to my identity, like for authentication. This is the username, and this is the IP public IP address. Now when I press enter, what happens is that it adds tells me whether to save it in my configuration file. So I select the file, and then once you do that, you can open the configuration file, and yes, we have these details. Now in case you don't want to go through that whole route, I'm deleting it, and then I go command shift P, I click on it. I can just click on configure SSH host, and I click on the file, which is ssh/config. Once I click on the file, it brings me to this file, and then I can just add the detail myself, right? I just add the detail myself. So this is my public DNS. You can do this, or you just add the IP address, which is sufficient. So, and then you give it a name, and then the username, and then the path to the spider pen file, which is in my download folder. Now once you do this, you can close the config file, and anytime you come back to connect to an host, you always see the option spider EC2. Now once I click on it, it's going to open a new window. Let me zoom, and what's happening is that it's opening the remote, it's connecting to the remote development, and once that is complete, you're going to see that like the whole configuration is done, it's already connected. Now what you just need to do is for you to open the folder. You're able to access all the files in your EC2 instance. So for me, I have the spider folder, and yeah, I can just open this folder. And yeah, I get to see all the files in my server. I can preview images, I can see env files, I can see everything straight up. I can make edits, I can save, and it automatically updates the server. All of those things are way easier. For example, I think for me majorly is the environment variables. You get like, and then you can even interact with, say, Copilot. You can interact with Copilot, you can interact with an MCP, you can do various other things, and it gives you all the leverages. And then even your local host gets to I think I saw something port forwarding. There's what is called port forwarding. It does all of those for you, and yeah, it just makes the whole process for you to interact with your remote development like way easier. And the good thing with it is that you can add more. So say I have like more, I can just go to the config file and like duplicate this, maybe for a different, doesn't have to be EC2. I can come here and add as many as I like, and what happens is at the point of like loading it up, here I see a list of all of them, and then I can just click on the one to access, and then everything just works, right? And that thing I was going to mention is that now when you are accessing SSH, when you go to your extension, some of them may not be like accessible. So for example, here it tells you that Docker is not like installed for SSH, so you need to like install it for you to make use of Docker with this SSH environment. And see ESLint to you may think ESLint is working, but it's not just working, so you need to install it. So you need to come here, but that does not mean you get to like start installing everything like one by one. You just get to install what you need for that particular server, because all of these are still installed locally for your IDE, right? And then another thing I was going to mention is you may notice like the speed may be slow depending on like your server resources, so that can impact the speed. And if you get to leave this for quite a while, it gets to disconnect, and then you can just connect automatically. Now for passwords, you may need to like type the passwords regularly, so it's always advised for you to use a key. And yeah, I think that's like, well, it just gives you the whole beauty of accessing your server files, which I thought to like share. And for example, for me, I was running a benchmark, and this benchmark meant I needed to install WordPress, Drupal, and other PHP CMS and frameworks, and I just needed to do one, and then all I just needed to do was make the agent look through and see the approach and install it for other PHP versions. And then I was just running the commands, and it was doing port forwarding, and I was able to access localhost on my system. Now all of these are like the beauty that I thought to like share. And if you have any question, you can type in the comment section, or if there is something particular you want me to like share around this or my experience with benchmarking, I'll do a video about it. But that'll be all for this video. Sure.